Okay, so there's been a lot of talk about the new Cheerwine beer from NoDa Brewing. This isn't the first Cheerwine beer, though, and a lot of people are really excited about the new one from NoDa. It's the Cheerwine Ale, and New Serum Brewing has made this before. Last year they had 4 different varieties. I have never had New Serum's version. They don't distribute up here in the part of the state that I'm in, and I think most of that you had to get in the tap room in Salisbury. It only makes sense that New Serum would do it because Cheerwine is a Salisbury-based company. However, NoDa Brewing in the North Davidson district of Charlotte has brewed one this year, and there's been a lot of talk about it. I was at the grocery store today, and the distributor was in there putting it on the shelves as I walked by, and they only had four packs, so I guess that's one case for them. I picked up one 4-pack. I don't think it's going to fly off the shelves here in Reedsville very fast. If I like it, I'll go back this evening and get another one. But I'm going to try it right here and let everybody know what I personally think about it. A lot of y'all take my beer opinions to heart. A lot of people ask me about different beers and such, so I figured, what the heck. I will go ahead and start by saying this is a wheat ale, and typically that's one of the least favorite styles that I like. I'm not going to say I never drink them. So I've had some really good wheat beers over time, but that's typically not a style that I gravitate to. Those of y'all know me well know that I like Pilsners and lagers and beer that tastes like beer and kind of follow the Reinheitsgebot. And wheat was not one of those original ingredients, but that's a discussion for a later time. So right now I'm going to get into this, and I'm also trying out a new camera stand and a new microphone because I'm going to start doing some more videos on cigars and different beverages, beer, scotch, whiskey, bourbon, pairing with different cigars and such. So I've got a beer clean glass. I've got my oh wow, it's got a interesting pink color. If y'all really know me, y'all know that I've brewed. Man, that's a lot of carbonation. I've brewed a lot in my life, and a few years ago I did a watermelon beer. I'd had a few over the years, and none of them tasted like what I thought a watermelon beer should taste like. I thought they all tasted like pinto bean juice, and that's not a approved flavor on the flavor wheel, but that was what I would get out of it. So I brewed one a few years ago, and it tasted exactly like I thought a watermelon beer should taste like. And I still hated it. Christine Dodson will tell you that it had chunks in it because I actually put physical watermelon in the beer and I didn't filter it out and all that stuff. But it kind of had this same color. You see, there's a lot of head on that, and I thought I poured this correctly. Okay, it certainly smells like Cheerwine. So I'm weird. When I open up like a 2-liter bottle, I'll open up really fast, and a little that you get out of it, I try to stick my nose down, and that's the exact smell that you get. I also noticed that on this it says it's a wheat ale made with natural and artificial cherry flavors. I could be wrong, but I think Cheerwine actually uses real cherry. They may use artificial ones now, but I think you can still get like an original natural cherry flavored Cheerwine. And I don't know how NoDa did this. I know from what I researched with New Serum, they called it a beer infused with Cheerwine, and this is just called Cheerwine Ale, a uniquely southern wheat ale crafted with a perfect touch of cherry, proudly presented from 2 family-owned companies in the Carolinas. That's kind of telling me that there's not actually Cheerwine in this beer. I'm thinking it's just a cherry wheat. And I'm sorry this is taking so long. Also, this is for Maureen Belko if you're watching, and if you made it this far into the video. I know that you were excited about it, and I'm not sure you're going to get this in Virginia. I don't know if they distribute there. We could certainly check with Danville Distributing. specialty beverage, you know, the ones up there that may do that. But you're not far from traveling across the line, and the food line right here in Reedsville, I think all three of them would probably have it, especially if someone has it here on 14 and 29. I would imagine that all of them are going to have it, because they have the worst beer selection in the world. I'm in a beer drinker's hell where I live, that I don't have any good beer close to me. I have to go to Greensboro, Raleigh, Charlotte to get some of the harder to find stuff. Obviously, Danville has two really great breweries up there, with Ballad and Two Witches. So y'all see me there quite a bit. But as far as Rockingham County goes, there's just not a lot here. Fortunately, I live close enough to Greensboro that I can get down there, or to Danville or whatnot. So, all right, this is ready to drink. It's hazy, which that's okay for a wheat. Like I said, that head, I mean, that smell, it's kind of smells like Cheerwine. Head retention's good for a wheat ale. So let's take a taste and see. I don't know what to think. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so I get some Cheerwine. It's a little tart, which that's okay for the cherries. The Cheerwine flavor doesn't last or linger as long as I would want it to if I'm drinking some of the Cheerwine. It's okay. I mean, it's not horrible. I've certainly had worse fruit beers in my life. I judged a fruit beer category one year, and man, came into some really, really horrible stuff. On a commercial level, I'm saying. I mean, not just a homebrew fruit beer category. Because actually that year I judged homebrew and commercial, same competition. Did homebrew on Saturday, did commercial on Sunday. The homebrew fruit beers were hands down much better than the commercial versions. And I went to our competition organizer, Eric Lars Myers. Many of you in the North Carolina beer scene would know him. He owned Mystery Brewing. Now he's at Full Steam Brewing. And I just asked him, I was like, why would the homebrewed beers be better? I mean, commercial, I mean, you got one job. I mean, you brew beer, and, you know, homebrewers brew on a Saturday morning, typically hungover whenever they're doing it, because they drink too much the night before, and they're pulling their stuff out at 6:30, and they're pissing off their wife, and their sanitation techniques aren't always great. But the homebrewed fruit beers taste a lot better than commercial level. And he was sharing with me that a homebrewer can afford to spend extra money on real fruit and real ingredients, whereas the commercial brewers, they've got to use extracts and artificial flavorings just for cost level. I have noticed over time that's gotten better. There's some companies out there making some purees and stuff that are made of the real fruit, that they've been able to bring the cost down for commercial brewers. This isn't horrible. Like I said, I've had certainly better commercial fruit beers, and I've had much worse commercial fruit beers. So I'm going to say in closing, because I've already been doing this for 9 minutes, I wanted to keep it down to less than 10 if I could. If you're interested in Cheerwine, if you're a Cheerwine fan like I am, excuse me, go ahead and get you a 4-pack. Certainly worth the $9 you're going to pay for it. I don't really get a lot of the wheat characteristics, so that's good for me. Then again, that may be part of my bias. Is, you know, I think it would probably do better if this was like a strawberry or a cherry Kolsch or something. Just my personal opinion. But like I said, the head's still sticking around. It's a little hazy. Don't care about that. It's wheat beer. So give it a shot, and look out for some more content coming from me. Cheers.